Hi guys, welcome back. So some of you probably saw the video that I uploaded the other day of the gold combos. Yes, there was no sound. I am so sorry. Technology kicked my behind. I don't know what happened. For some reason, I was struggling getting that edited and uploaded. My phone was not cooperating. The editing software was not cooperating. I was 2 steps away from chucking it in the driveway and running it over with my SUV. So that's where we were at. I apologize. I had to put that thing on jackrabbit speed and edit it down so small. I was so annoyed by the time I got it posted. I felt terrible, but at least I got it up. So if you guys cannot see the finished product and you need a screenshot with a list of all those color combos, please just post a message and I will get your email, or you can find me on Facebook and shoot me a message through Messenger and I will be happy to send you a screenshot of those combos or email it to you. Again, I apologize for that. Technology bested me and it happens. So, with that said, that out of the way, boy, was I cranky yesterday. I have something to share with you now. It's not this book. I'm just using this for padding. But these are not new. They've been around for a long time. There was an old lineup a long time ago, and it had 24 colors. Super bummed that I could not find even an old set of the 24 colors. I happen to have a partial set of that old set I'm going to share with you, but I'm going to show you the new set, which is only 12. But I get asked a lot, what's a really good budget-friendly set of metallic colored pencils that are soft core? I hear people say, oh my gosh, when I buy metallics, they're so scratchy. They're not smooth, and I like to use metallic colored pencils. Or I don't know what to do with my metallic colored pencils. I don't like them. They feel scratchy on the paper. Or the more expensive ones are too expensive. So I've got a couple things. I'm going to share with you a budget-friendly set that not only go down really smooth, but they're really blendable with multiple different brands of colored pencils. They are my go-to for metallics. Outside of the more expensive Derwent line, which can be rather expensive and are not typically budget friendly, but are also a great set. So this is more towards, these won't break your bank at all. And they are pretty much available anywhere. So whether it's Michael's, who is also, you got it, this is a Michael's line. They're made by Artist Loft. They are only in a 12 piece. So this is the set. They are different than the originals. So if you happen to have a set of the originals, lucky you. Now, they are really soft. The newer ones are a little bit firmer than the older ones. I'm going to flip here really quick and show you. Here is some of what I have left from the original line of these metallics. Now, I really truly wish they would bring back this line. I am missing several, which the white one was my absolute favorite. Yes, there was a white metallic colored pencil. As you see, it's gone. I used that sucker on everything. I loved it. It added just the right amount of shimmer to your white, especially when you were doing snow or sky. It was a great one. I can't believe it's gone. I loved that one. There was an ivory one, which was also beautiful. This one right here is another ivory, but it's not the same as the one I had. Now, these are really soft. I like a long point, and even these are a little bit too long for these pencils because they're soft. So you want a really light hand when you use, especially the older ones. They will break very easy. So don't be a pressure monster with these ones. They're not hard like a lot of your metallics tend to be. So these run about $9, $9.99 at Michael's. Now, if you use a coupon, which a lot of times you'll see at Michael's, they can be anywhere from 20 to 40% off coupons for regular price items. You can get them for a really great deal. And I'll post the link for the Michael's site in the description of the YouTube video. So you can just go down to the description. And if I find them on Amazon, I'll post that link as well. And I'll look on Jerry's and Blick for you also. And if they're there, I will post those links too, so that you guys can click and go and grab them. I don't make commissions off Michael's, Jerry's, Blick's. I am an Amazon affiliate, so my link is an Amazon affiliate link. I make a minor commission sometimes, which is what, 0.00003 cents. Trust me, I don't make anything. I think I made $4. So really, I post the links for you guys. I don't make money off my videos. That is not my intent or my purpose. And any money I do make goes right back into showing you guys products and or for like the giveaway, which that giveaway is still going on. I'm hoping to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. As soon as I do, I'm going to randomly draw a name and give away those prizes. So if you're not subscribed, just subscribe. It's free. My channel will always be free. And it will be an absolute random drawing to people who are subscribed. I will post it in the community under my channel. And I'll probably post it or notify Claire, since I always tell her everything. She's just a great person. And I love to use her charts. And we're going to use some of her charts today. Again, I'll post her links to get these charts. And I'll tell you which ones are hers and which ones are mine. They're on her Ko-fi site. So really quick, again, these are the Artist Loft colored pencils, 12 count metallic set. They are soft core. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, they're wax. Well, you know that's a pet peeve of mine if you follow my channel. All colored pencils contain wax. Even the ones people say are oil, they contain wax. They all do. It really depends on how much wax and how much of the oil binders people or manufacturers use. For example, Polychromos colored pencils are one of the true oil-based colored pencils. And when I say that, that is because they use vegetable oil in their binding of the colored pencils to make their cores. Paraffin is another name for wax. Paraffin is derived from different sources, but mainly from crude oil products. So there you go. So take it with a grain of salt when people say wax or oil. All colored pencils contain wax to create these binders, which bind with the pigments to create your cores. So I try to say soft core colored pencils and medium core, but I will definitely delineate between soft core, medium core, or firmer core colored pencils. And I know you like to know, are they wax or are they oil? Well, most colored pencils are going to be referred to as a wax-based colored pencil unless I say Polychromos. If I refer to another true oil-based colored pencil, I will tell you. So these are soft core. Okay, I'm going to put them to the side. I pulled this out. Of course, I have other stuff on the back because I don't like to waste paper. These are charts I made. So if you want a copy of my chart, I can email that to you as well. I've got several versions. I created them in Excel. This is a flower chart that's available on Claire's Ko-fi page. I've used it again for other things, and we're going to finish using this page because I don't like to waste paper. And this is another one. It's another great chart that she has. And this is just Joanna's book I'm using for padding on the back here. So I'm going to swatch some of these colors out, and I'm going to show you the colors on the black colored paper as well, because some of these metallics show up very well. So if you're a sketch artist and you're looking for a nice, softer, metallic colored pencil, these are great. They are, again, budget friendly. So if you're looking for something more along those lines, or one that you can just throw in a bag and a travel set, these are going to be great. You don't risk losing them and losing a lot of money in the process. They make a great travel companion for that purpose. Anyways, we will get started, and I hope that you can get yourself a set of these to try, and I hope you feel the same way about them as I do. Okay, so I'm going to have a seat here. Pull up my little bench. I put this nice, oh, I bumped you. You know, it wouldn't be me doing a video if I didn't do it or Gretel didn't do it. Put this nice little yellow placemat down here for Easter. So happy Easter, everybody. And pull up my little bench, so I'm going to wiggle the camera. Apologies. I'm too far away. Okay. I know you guys probably saw this in my video. So due to technology kicking my butt the other day, I forgot I had this. What this is, ta-da. If you don't have one, you should probably get one. This is for your smartphones. They make them for Android and iPhone. You pop it into the end of your phone where your cord goes to plug it in, and you can transfer all your pictures, media, and everything onto it, and simply plug it into your computer and transfer it all onto your computer, or take pictures and stuff off your computer and transfer it onto your phone. Okay, there you go. That's what this is. So I have this in case I run into another technical glitch with my phone or editing or anything like that. So that's what this little thing is. It's my safety net, so I don't feel this overwhelming desire to run my phone over again. Okay, yesterday was crazy. I was so upset. So that video upset me. Okay, I pulled them all out here. I gave them a quick rip through the pencil sharpener, as you see. All colored pencils sometimes come with a little coating on the end of them. So when you first get them and you try to color with them, they're scratchy. Give them a quick once through your pencil sharpener just to get that little coating off, because it makes them unbearable sometimes. I put them in a semi-color order. Now, this is just the set I got from Michael's. And we're going to go ahead and, hopefully I'm in view here for you. We're going to test these out on the black paper. So I'm just going to swatch them out here. And they do have colors on them, and this one's called Rose Gold. So I'm going to go from a heavier to a light shade. And I'm just doing multiple layers. I'm not putting a lot of pressure because, again, these are soft. They're not very scratchy. Again, they're metallic, so they have some minerals in them. So you're not going to get an ultra smooth, creamy, feel like you would from a Prisma color. So keep that in mind when using metallics. You will definitely notice they are a metallic. It's all in the name. But you can see they do show up opaque on your black paper. And that's the rose, or rose gold. Now this one is called mica. Again, from the heavy to medium to light pressure. That's all I'm doing here. And I'm just going over it in layers. Usually I do small circles when I do my layers, but because I'm only using a single color, I'm just going to use the regular up and down method here. But the small circles works really good if you're trying to get in the grain of the paper. And I highly suggest that technique for blending. It's ideal. Okay. We're just going to work backwards here. And the next one is going to be pink. Oops. It's a nice, pretty color. I know I get questions often where people say, I like to work with metallics, but they expect there to really be a shimmer or a shine when they use their metallics on paper. And unfortunately, a lot of metallics, they're not really designed for that. What the goal is with the metallic is just to give a little pop of shimmer. Okay, this one's violet. And they work best over other colors. I like to use them over other colored pencils or for really fine details. So we'll do some blending with them. So this one is violet. Again, I apologize. I got some spring allergies going on. I'm a little nasally today. Again, gently applying layers as to not do too much pressure and break those tips. As you can see, I have a sharp point, so you know I'm not applying a great amount of pressure. So if you want to do lettering, you could, and I'll use a lighter pencil so it'll show up better on camera. And this one's purple. So the darker colors are gonna be, oops, see? Broke the very fine tip on that. I got a little crazy. But again, even that shows up really nicely. And we're getting into the green. That's really pretty. Nice shamrock green. I like that. And I'll hold this up so you guys can see the shimmer after we go over all 12 colors here. And this one is teal. Am I still in your view? It's hard to see when I'm up sitting below the camera. It's called teal, but over this black, it looks like emerald green. It's also really pretty. And I can see that nice metallic shimmer already. Okay. And this is blue. We're gonna go down here with our blue. And this is a really thick black paper, by the way. It's a really heavy duty paper. Nice thick cardstock. So you'll get better coverage if you do small circles, depending on, again, what you're using these for, whether you're sketching, coloring, or drawing. So your possibilities are kind of limitless. Now we're going to get into silver. Again, just with the layers to get a heavier coat on there. And to a lighter coating. And again, we'll use the silver here for an example if you want to do lettering. Little cursive for you. So this one is champagne. Kind of looks a little more on the gold side, but it's a champagne color. Again, it's black paper, so your colors will have a little bit of a different hue to them over the black. Okay, we're getting towards the end. Now we have gold. You can see that's quite a bit on the brighter side for the gold. Okay, and the last color is called nickel. And again, this one's really going to be hard to see maybe on camera due to its closeness in color with the black paper, but it still shows up. Got some layers here. And because of that metallic effect on the black paper, you're still going to be able to see it shine through. Even doing a light layer here at the end. So all in all, let me wipe my dust off. A great set of metallics, even for a dark paper. Let me see if I can show you this here on camera. Can you see the shimmer if I adjust it with the light? They are really nice. For a budget-friendly set of colored pencils for metallics, these are pretty nice. Again, I've worked with better, higher end, more artist grade, but a lot of people don't have the budget for that. So these are really good. Sadly, the older version of them are no longer available. I've tried, I've asked Michaels, they changed them. There's nothing I can do. I wish they would bring them back, but they won't. So boo-hoo, I will cry about that because the color lineup was great. Let me show you this ivory one on this black paper really quick. I wish I had that white one. I'd love to show it to you. Okay, here we go. And have you noticed the black wood instead of the white wood? See? They had to go and change it. I wish I still had the white one to show you. I just don't, though. It's sad. And see, they had red, dark green, purple, violet, olive. The olive green was cool. Dark brown, black. That white one was just the best of the best. So sad, sad, sad. Breaks my heart. You know, it's like that favorite nail polish or lipstick, and then they go and discontinue it, and you're sitting at home just fuming mad over the cosmetics companies that do that. You're like, you reel us in and then cut us off. Ugh. Okay, so this is Coloring with Claire. So this is her chart, but I like to use her charts. She makes great ones. She's such a funny lady, and she does such great little charts for us to follow. Okay, so I'm just going to throw random colors out. I know you don't believe me when I say that, but really they're random. I've got my pencil case here for my Prismacolors. Let me get my mess out of the way here. So much going on. I got to move it. It's heavy. So see, I have my Prismacolors, and they're all in here. I have, none of them are pulled out and set aside. So this is going to be totally random. And we will do some metallic blending with some Prismacolors. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I just want to show you really good ways to use these metallics. And Prismacolor does give you two. It gives you a silver and a gold. And there is a bronze in there. And I know bronze isn't a metallic colored pencil, but it can create a beautiful bronze effect if it's used appropriately. And there is a color blending video on my channel that shows you so many different shades of bronzes. And I know people think browns and greens when they think of bronze. Bronze can be so many different colors. Okay, let me check my angle here. Okay, now I'm in view. I gotta do that. I'll get out of view. And then I get people that message me. It says, I can't see what you're doing. Your big fat hand is in the way and you were out of camera view. And be like, gosh, I'm sorry. But I like that feedback. I try to zoom in as close as I can. But again, there's a video on my channel too that shows you how to zoom in on my videos, on YouTube videos, so you can see better. Because it's hard for me to zoom in so close and then keep the whole picture in view. I can only get so close, otherwise you can't see anything. So I'll quit rambling here. Let's get to the point. Let's start with, let's do green. So I'm going to take these two greens that are in the metallic set, which is the teal and the green of all things. And I'm going to grab on the Prismacolor set, grass green, and let's go with peacock green. So, yeah. So 907 and 909. So let's lay down grass green first, which is 909. And again, I'm just using the flower petals. So we'll go 909. I'm starting out at the base of the petal here with a little bit of a darker color. And I'm going to fade it out with a lighter of the 909. And again, I'm using a light touch. I'm not pressing heavy with my Prismacolors because I will break them. And you see I have a long point, so you know I am not pressing heavy. It's all about technique with Prismacolors. Baby hands. It's so funny I say that because my hands always look like little fat little kid hands on camera. Like little sausage fingers. Depending on the angle of my hands, sometimes they look normal. Sometimes they look like my hands are really swollen. I think it's funny. I really don't care though. And then my fingernails will grow and then they'll all break off. It's like, pff, whatever. I give up. And then I see Claire, her nails are always done all pretty. I get my hair done. I should go get my digits done maybe. But then I probably wouldn't be able to do anything because I don't know how to work with fake fingernails. Okay. So I did 909. So then I'm going to take the regular green metallic one. And now I'm going to go over it with this metallic colored pencil. Directly over it, blending in small circles. So I'm going to mix the Prismacolor pencil with the metallic colored pencil. And what I'm doing is I'm blending that shimmer in with that Prismacolor grass green to give it just that added pop. And these two colors closely resemble each other. So I want to give it just that little bit of shimmer. I'm not looking to make this look metallic, but I want to just give it that little added something special. So as you see, I'm going lighter as I pull the color outward. And that's so I can add another color to blend it out without leaving that really heavy line that you see when you don't have a very good blend going. And I'm guilty of that too. I do it all the time. And then it takes a lot more work to blend that away. So you can see how you got a faint line out here of really light color. That's what you want when you're blending. So you can see that metallic goes right over that Prismacolor really well. And again, I'm going to apply just the plain metallic right next to it so you can see the color difference on the white paper. And I'll put a heavier coat at the base here. That way you can get an idea. Okay, you see the two contrasts there? Okay, so now with my Prismacolors, I'm gonna grab a lighter green and I'm gonna reach for my pale sage, just for camera purposes. And I'm going to blend out my pale sage with that grass green color. Or blend out the grass green with my pale sage. You knew what I meant. So I'm working from the bottom where the darkest colors are and I'm pulling it up. And I am kind of doing like half circles. So now I'm going to kind of do small circles. Blend that color all the way to the tip there. Okay, so now you can see how that metallic pencil blended really well with the Prismacolor pencil. So I'm gonna do it here just with the plain metallic. Again, same technique. I'm not doing anything different than I didn't do before. I'm just using the straight metallic pencil. But because there isn't a lighter color to work with in the metallics, I'm gonna have to do it this way. Okay, so you can see it worked really well together. So if you get your techniques down, you can use these two pencils really well together in your Prismacolors, and you can give your artwork a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? Ugh. Pizzazz. We'll go with that. You can just add that little extra something. Now, don't be going for that really heavy metallic look. Like, for example, let's use this blue because it's a dark blue here. I'm holding on to these grains in my hand. I'm just going to pull this down for a second because I want to use this corner. So I see people all the time, they'll do this. I'm using a medium pressure now. So this is what they do. They're going to come in here and they're going to fill in this whole entire thing with the metallic pencil. And it's okay if you do this. It's just, if that's the way you color, that's fine. There's no right or wrong. But this is where I see people, they get frustrated. And they'll say, I don't understand. So they come in here and they do a really heavy layer of metallic colored pencil. Just like I'm doing right now. And they'll be like, it doesn't look metallic at all. It's not shiny. Well, that's where the problem is. Because although these do look a little shiny, if you can see that, they do give a little metallic effect. They are better layered over other colored pencils to give that little subtle shimmer. That's what you want. They work really good together with other colored pencils. Although they work great on their own, I like them better for small details, like on this Joanna book. So if I were to do this little tiny flower here, let's say I would take my purple metallic pencil and I would come in here with my little bit of purple. And I would just put some little details in there at the bottom. My little metallic pencil. And then I would take my lightest pink metallic pencil. And I blend that out together. And now it's a light layer of that metallic. And I've got two different colors going that blend together beautifully. It's not super heavy, but I can see that little bit of shimmer because I got two tones going, which they kind of play off each other. And it gives that shine just a little bit more light. Okay, so anyways, you kind of get the idea of the effects you can get when you use these with other pencils. So let me put this pink one over here and this blue one over here. Okay, the peacock green one. Put this green back and this green back. Or I'll throw myself into a tailspin with too many colors. I'll be throwing down colors I already used. Okay, so we'll do the peacock green here, which is a really deep bluish green. So again, darker at the base. And we'll do lighter as we go up. Okay, so that's my peacock green. And let's see, what would be a good blending color for that peacock green? Humana. I think I want to use, let's just try it. I don't know if it's gonna look good or not, but let's try the powder blue. Maybe? No? No, let's not do that one. Let's not do that. Let's do, oh, look at me, now I'm struggling. Peacock green, and since I have this teal green, peacock. Should I make bird sounds while I'm doing this? Maybe it'll help me come to something cool. Yeah. Well, boogers. Let's try. I might ruin it, but let's do it. Let's do true green, okay? Let's do that. I might make it look really gross. But see, that's the beauty. You just never know what you're going to get. You got to do it. Okay, so we're going to use teal, metallic teal. But first I'm going to go over here and do that layer of metallic teal so you can see it by itself. I told you we were going to wing this, and I know you don't believe me, but I really, when I say I'm not picking colors until I actually do something, I'm being honest. If I'm not going to plan it out, I'm not going to plan it out. I really am going to wing it. Like my butterfly. I didn't plan that palette. I totally just grabbed and went. I just picked colors at random and that I thought would look good. And even if they didn't, I went with it. But like the butterfly, key to that is keeping the same colors on the same side of the butterfly. So if you do it on one side, do it on the other. That's going to give you an even look to both sides of that picture. Because when you look at a butterfly, they have the same colors on the same side. Okay, so again, with the heavier coat towards the bottom, and I'm doing a lighter, feathered out appearance towards the center here. And this might get weird. This might get really weird here with this color. I don't know what's going to happen here. Okay, here we go. You ready for this ugliness? Let's see. Could be pretty. Oh, yeah, I need to do this one first on the peacock. Okay, I'm going to apply this metallic over the peacock here. Blend this out. This metallic going here. I can already see it's giving that little bit of shimmer. And it's blending that peacock nicely though. It's a good color to go with that peacock green. So I picked well there. I don't know what's gonna happen here. I almost was gonna go with like the light aqua, but I don't know. Sometimes I wonder. And then sometimes I surprise myself. And I'm like, oh, that went really well together. Notice I'm just blending and blending and blending, doing layer over layer over layer with this metallic over that Prismacolor. So I'm giving that metallic shimmer over top of that Prismacolor. All right. I can see the shiny. Okay, I think we got it. And after you apply your Prismacolor, just, you know, you can always go back over if your Prismacolor dulls out your shiny and just give it a little bit more. You could always put a little more of that shiny over because, you know, you really haven't burnished your paper yet. You can put some details in there. See? Throw some details of your leaves in there. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's see what happens. I'm scared. Okay. See what I get. So far, not too shabby. Ends up the end result is what's really important. Doing my half circles because I'm pulling that color up from the bottom. Okay, I'm going to do some around my edges. Okay, now I'm going to do some small circles to mix those two colors. There you go. Well, that came out better than I thought. So see what happens when you wing it. Sometimes things work better than you think. Okay, let's put this true green with the plain metallic and see what we get. Okay, so there you have it. I didn't do real heavy there. Now again, you could always go back over if you want to apply a little bit more shimmer or give some details in here. So those two colors actually worked pretty good together. Oh, shock, shock. So you see where you can use your metallics differently than just by themselves. You can go over your prismas, under your prismas. You can add just that little bit of light to your darks. So don't be afraid to play with your colors and with your uplights. even adding just a little bit of silver sometimes, even like this, you can go right over that with your silver. It's going to change the tone just a little bit, but you can add just a little bit of shadow in there just by using your silver metallic. See, it just darkened that up just ever so slightly. So there's so many options for using your metallics, and it's in how you apply them, not just using them by themselves, but you know, you can. There's really no right or wrong. It's all about what you like and how you want to use your pencils. So let's do one more just for fun, because it's always fun to do them. And let's do purple. You know, if you follow my channel, everybody knows I hate the color purple. Don't ask me why. It's like my thing. But so many people, it's their favorite color. It's amazing. But that's okay. You like purple. I don't care. So, Dahlia Purple 1009. That's color here. We're going to use this green flower. I'm going to put Dahlia Purple down here. This is one of my most used purples, though. I use purple a lot in my pictures. I won't lie. Just because I'm not a purple person doesn't mean I don't use it in my coloring. I do. I'm that person. But you won't find any purple clothing or anything like that in my home. I despise it. I always think of... So my age is going to show here. If you're around my age, you may or may not remember the Fruit of the Loom underwear commercials with the dancing fruit. I was traumatized as a kid by that. Every time I'd see that commercial and then I'd see somebody walking around in matching purple sweatpants and a sweat top, I'd think of the dancing fruit. It was just weird to me as a kid. So the color purple was just not for me. I like the color pink or the color red, but my favorite color is green. But purple, yeah. And purple does look good on me because I have dark hair, but I just, no. The answer is no, forget it. I won't do it. I don't like it. Okay, so I've done the Dahlia Purple. Now let's grab, we'll put Dahlia Purple, we'll put with violet. How about that? Or... no, let's do Dahlia Purple with, yeah, violet. We'll put that with violet. Because the other purple is called purple, and it looks, let's test it. What color is that? Kind of a grayish purple, huh? I think, are my eyes being wonky today? So let's use Imperial Violet with this one. I think that'll be good together. So... we'll do that. We will put Imperial Violet here. So I'm gonna get my two Prismacolor colors down. We'll work them in here. And then I'll lay my metallics next to it. But I wanted to share these pencils with you because I've fielded a lot of questions about metallics recently. And especially because for a really good set, you can spend a lot of money. And then sometimes you spend a lot of money and they're super scratchy. These are not so scratchy. And again, they seem to blend really well with different pencils. Okay, so I got my two Prismacolor colors down. Let me put this green one away. It's bugging me. It's in my face. Weird. Okay. So let's put the violet one next to the Dahlia Purple. So we'll do the violet metallic right here next to it. I haven't picked my blenders yet. I'm rolling it around in my head right now. Again, with the heavier layer towards the base. And you know, you can always do your heavier layers however you want, towards the top or whatever you want to do. I'm just doing this just to show you what versatility there is with metallics. And great ways to apply metallics into your art, especially if you're using white paper. You can get those subtle little hints of shimmer, especially when the light hits your paper. Okay, so there's the violet on its own, and I'm going to do the violet over my dahlia purple. I think that works well together. It's not changing the dahlia purple too much. As I come up though, you're going to start to see a little color variation because it is a different shade, but that's cool. It gives it something unique. Playing with color can be fun, especially creating new color palettes or different and unique colors that you've never used before, different blends. Okay. Okay, so that is the metallic violet. We will set that aside. So let's look at a good blender for that one. I know I want to grab, you know I want to grab that lavender really bad. I do. I want to do it. I just want to snatch it up. But I think it's going to be too bright. How about... Ooh. Decisions. Don't you hate that? What if I went with the grayed lavender? It's going to really mute it down, but let's do that. Let's stick with the purple and do a grayed lavender. Okay. It's going to mute the dahlia down, but that's okay. So I'm going to come down here just a little bit. I'm going to do the half circles here. And I'm going to pull some of that color upward. Get around my edge here. Okay, now I'm going to do some of the smaller circles to blend that metallic into the grayed lavender. And I'm working my way upward. So the reason I do it like this is because it pulls those colors up and it blends them together. So if you want a brighter color, choose like a pink, or again, like your lilac, lavender, or the new colors, the orchid, which are so muted down. I'm not a fan. Super bummed they changed that. If you're like me and you're really a fan of those two colors, what a bummer. Makes you just want to pull your hair out and go, why? But why did you do that? And I know it's because they're limited to what they can get due to the change of manufacturing in Mexico, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Okay, so although it works well together, you know, it muted it down, but that's fine because I knew it was going to do that because this is a grayed out color. So you still see the shimmer of the metallic through that. And again, you can always add more of your metallic color over this to give it just a little more pop if that's what you want. Now, doing this one, because the metallic violet is so close in color to this grayed lavender, I will probably go over this with my metallic just a little bit to give it some more of that shimmer. But again, this is just to show you how well this set of metallics will work with your Prismacolor pencils. And again, it's all in technique and how you apply your metallics with your colors. If you're going full on single layer, I just want to use these metallics and make them shiny, you're really going to struggle with that. For one, it's going to be about how your light hits those metallics to make that shine happen. Okay, as you see there, these two colors are super close as far as palette is concerned. So I'm going to take that violet metallic pencil and I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to put a little more, working from the base up. Going around my edge because that you could put some shading in there if you like. Add some little details if you want. Again, just giving some subtle effects here. Okay. All in all, it's hard to see on camera, but it does look a little shimmery. Okay, so I'm going to push these aside, put these two colors away really quickly so I don't mix them up. And let's do our last two colors. So I applied the Imperial Purple there, and I'm going to apply the regular metallic purple just next to it. And then I will apply my metallic purple over the Imperial. And then we will pick our topper. So I'm going to do, again, same method as before, a heavier coat towards the bottom and a lighter coat towards the top. That way, again, when I apply my blending color, I can blend that out without that harsh bold line there. And you can use more than two colors. I'm only using two colors just to make it a simple follow along for basic use of metallics. There are some more complicated blends. If you go into my combo videos, you'll see I get into some crazy blends. And I always usually I try to start with the darkest color on the outside, which is usually colors you'll use for shading or shadowing. Okay, so I put that, the purple color here for the metallic, and I'm gonna apply my purple metallic over the Imperial Prismacolor. Again, it's a good color match, and then I'm gonna go heavier to light, working my way up with a lighter color. And I'm again contemplating my blending color. Still haven't decided. You know, when you've used the Prismacolor line as long as I have, you tend to just know the colors. I'm pretty used to them. Color names and numbers. But I still like to look because making a decision sometimes is just tough. Okay, so let's see. What do I want to do? I'm thinking. Because that's kind of a grayish, chromy-like purple, huh? I don't want to add another dark color to that. I want to do something different. Ugh. Don't you hate these decisions? Let's use light peach. Maybe. Let's maybe not. Look at me. So funny making decisions on the fly. Pink is sounding inviting, but let's do the light peach. If it's ugly, it's ugly. So whatever. Okay, let's do light peach. That's what we're doing. We're doing light peach. Okay, the first one is the Imperial with the metallic over it. And this is 927 Prismacolor. And I'm just gonna, the half circles first. And again, the reason I do that is to pull some of the color upward before I actually do the small circles to blend it in. Okay. So now I don't go all the way to the bottom either because I like to leave that dark layer at the bottom. Okay, now I'm gonna do my small circles. I'm pulling that color up. This might look kind of weird and icky, but who knows? I should have went with pink, huh? Yep, I should have went with pink, but okay. Lesson learned. See, sometimes it works and sometimes it does not. This would have been really a good choice for like some kind of weird ground plant or something. Okay. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that combo, but hey, now you know, don't necessarily do that combo. Might work when it's just the metallic by itself. Imperial is such a night color, like a dark night sky. It's not too bad when it's applied just to the metallic with the peach or the light peach there. It's not too shabby. Okay. Blah. Not a fan, but again, it may just be me because I'm not a purple person, but we can put a little bit of the deeper shading in here with the metallic. Put some details. I'm going to add the vein of that petal back in if you like with that metallic pencil. And same in here, you can go in here with some shading. Just doing a light layer. Come around the base there. Add the vein of that petal back in if you like. There you go. Okay. So there you have it. Let me get up off my derriere. Oops, bumped the camera. Okay. See if I can bring this up to light for you. So maybe you can see that little bit of shimmer in there. It's hard to see on camera, but you can see it. Just that little bit of metallic shimmer. Look at that, this, trying to get that light to hit it just right there. You can kind of see that little bit of shimmer in there with those metallic effects. Okay, so there you have it. Just some different ways to apply these metallic colored pencils to your Prismacolor line, especially when it's a budget friendly. Now, again, this is the Artist Loft line, and they are a soft core. They are not as scratchy as some of your other metallic colored pencils. I've used a lot of different brands, again, some of your higher end, some of your lower end. And these are some of my go-tos when it comes to adding metallics to my artwork. Even if it's just using them on black paper for sketching. And there are a lot of sketch artists out there who use metallics. These are a great set. They really are. And as you saw, using them on black paper, they add that nice pop a metallic to your black paper, and they show up really nice. Can you get in on that little bit of... That's what makes these fabulous. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this little, I guess, fun tutorial on your metallic colored pencils. And again, the Artist Loft 12-piece set. You will not find the old line anymore. I am so sorry about that. But I wanted to show them to you because they have been around for a very, very long time. Anyways, happy Easter, everybody. And as always, happy creating, and thanks for joining me.